Hey guys, Abigail's feeling sick this week. We've done multiple tests, both PCR and RAT, and it doesn't seem to be COVID. However, it does mean that we weren't able to record a new episode this week. So instead, we've polished up and decided to release the bonus episode that we recently mentioned that we were recording in lieu of a full episode. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and we should be back next week with a normal episode. All right, see you then.
Hey Abby, do you want to play Wing Commander?
Do you want to play Wing Commander?
Let's do it.
Do you want to do it as a bonus episode? We talk about Wing Commander,
Oh
the
my
game?
god, yes!
Okay, let's
Holy
do
shit,
it.
that'd be so fun.
This is Rating Descending.
where we watch IMDb's worst 250 movies so you don't have to.
I'm Michelle St. Clair,
I'm Abigail Ward.
and this week we played Wing Commander the game.
Yeah, boy, we have sat down, wine in hand, on our asses.
Think of streaming, but without the visual.
Think of crying without the visual.
Maybe this is a bad idea. Let's watch.
Let's play!
Let's play. So, Abby, for this episode, I got Wing Commander 1. I don't have Wing Commander 2. I'll tell you a fun fact about that later. And I've got Wing Commander 3, which is on PS1.
Nice.
Notably, it's the Super Nintendo version of Wing Commander. So let's boot that up.
Let's boot this baby up.
We're here. We're at the open screen. It's tiny.
Let me do a
it.
Phoebe Judge for you from This Is Criminal.
Okay.
We're sitting in the living room of Michelle and Brooke's townhouse. Not a townhouse, a semi-terrace in Northcote. Michelle, what are we playing?
Today we're playing Wing Commander 1.
And what do you like about Wing Commander? I mean, I know that it's an old video game, but what draws you to Wing Commander?
The movie.
I'm Phoebe Judge. This is Rating Descending.
We just so I can cut in at some point, the listeners need to know that we have been sitting here watching the open credits go for like 5-6 solid minutes before we realized we had to push a button to make them stop.
You know, not an intuitive game. Fuck you, Wing Commander.
Oh, we can name ourselves. Also, so like in the first game, the lead character, the Freddie Prinze Jr. character in the movie is
Frodo.
Okay, well, do you want us to call him Frodo?
No, Frodo Prince Jr. is what I was going to say.
Frodo Prinze Jr.
It makes no sense.
That character was unnamed in the original because you can put your own name, but the development team, because he has this apparently bluish hair, would just call him Blue Hair. And so then when it came time to name him, they called him Blair as a contraction of blue hair.
I do call you Blair as well, brown hair.
Yeah.
Brer.
Where's the L coming from?
I said Brer.
Oh, Brer. Okay, Brer. I call you Blonde. What should we call ourselves? I think we should call ourselves Frank, and...
No, let's make a combination of our names. We're
Okay.
calling ourselves...
Abishel,
No,
Or-
we're calling out... No, that's ridiculous. We're calling ourselves Mishabby.
Miguel.
Mishabby.
Mishabby? Mishabby
Mishabby
is okay,
Saint
but
Blair.
I do like Miguel.
Miguel.
Yeah, it's Miguel. No, that's it. That's what I'm doing is I'm putting in
What?
Miguel.
You know what? This isn't a team effort.
Wait, whoa. I think it's fun. Okay, I'll go back then. I'll do Mishabby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, there we go. Mishabby.
Oh, it's like perfect amount of letters.
Well, this looks more like Michabi, but that was...
Mishabby.
Oh, fuck yeah. Look at this little scene.
Who are these little dudes?
Oh my god! Oh, it's a mouse. Oh, okay. So this was originally on PC, so that explains why this is a little. Just so the listeners.
Yeah, just so the listeners know, Michelle is strangling a small child.
Oh my god. Again, if we include that is an off-mic inside joke.
It makes us laugh right now. You can cut it.
Yeah, it's this like little scene. This cute little pixel art scene. Maybe we'll post like a screenshot or something of
We
it.
definitely won't.
I might.
I refuse.
It's
I don't know how to post. I don't have
such
fingers.
Gorgeous pixel
I have little
art.
nubby hands that
We're
just smash little keyboards.
Controlling this little mouse.
And I do it while I scream. I'm like, "Bleh!" That's how I post.
Are we going to be able to get through this? Yeah, we can. It's like pointing at all the different characters so we can like talk to them. There's Paladin and Angel. Who's Paladin again?
Paladin, the dude with the fucking blonde mo.
Well, in this he has blonde hair and a mustache, but in the movie he was the guy who was like, I'm fucking the French guy.
Which one?
I think that was Paladin. The guy who was like the captain at the beginning, and then he was like, actually, I am actually a secret colonel.
Who was the guy that ended up also being a
Pilgrim?
Yeah.
That's the guy I'm
That's
talking
Paladin?
about. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then Angel was the Devereaux.
Yeah. Okay. Is Angel a woman or a man here?
I think it's a woman.
Okay. Oh, that's a woman.
Yeah.
She's got the lashes. She's got the eyeliner. She's got the sweeping fringe.
This is good, like pixel art. Bonjour, Lieutenant. Oh, she's French.
You're called Mishabi, no?
Bonjour, Lieutenant.
I am called Angel.
I am just reviewing some figures on our recent encounters with the Kilrasi.
Why is she French in this?
It's just Devereaux.
But,
Devereaux's a French name.
No, we've got to stay true to Saffron Burrows' interpretation of Angel.
No, but it makes more sense to me that they're from a variety of places on Earth rather than they're all American.
I just hate that you're betraying the source that we have come from, which is the film that was made out of the TV.
I'm just saying she should have done a French accent.
We've got to be as stern as Saffron Burrows. These figures show that 1.5 missiles are required to destroy the
Drouthy.
Stupid name. I would have called them something way better.
I'm only just processing that this really is like the original in point. She ended that by saying, I hope this information is useful, and it's not. There is zero context.
Talk to Paladin. Oh, what a hunk.
Och, laddie. Oh, he's Scottish.
Oh.
Take a seat and have a chat with old Paladin.
Look at his big mo. Oh my God, we need to post screenshots of these characters. Their faces are... This guy's chiseled.
He is so chiseled.
He's a hunk.
The original hunk.
This is how I see Claude, but without the moustache.
This is how you see Claude?
Yeah,
this is not what Claude looks like.
What does Claude look like?
Way hotter.
What the fuck, man?
Well, what I'm saying is he doesn't look like his neck and his head are the same width.
That is the good thing about Claude.
He is like an associate judge and like English professor in training.
That's hot. That's hotter.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's not what this guy looks like. This guy looks like a total Chad action figure.
Hey, who says that Claude isn't a Chad?
Me, right now.
He demeans me all the time. So,
oh my God.
We've got something pretty healthy going on.
I like how we're paying like zero attention to
you get 2 glasses of Riesling deep, you're ready to go.
That day we learned that a Southie will always turn to the left. It's got something to do with the way our engines and ducts are arranged. So when you tail a Southie, watch to the left. That's where it'll go when he makes his break.
What we're noticing about Wing Commander 1 is that there are no voice actors. Well, it's all like written text with music.
Well, yeah, it's on the Super Nintendo.
But later they have voice actors.
Yeah, when it gets to like the PlayStation era. But like this is before any games had voice acting. Like Mario doesn't have voice.
I don't know much about gaming, man. I get laid too often to know that much about gaming.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? I also have sex and I also know about video games.
With who?
Mostly my girlfriend.
You have a girlfriend?
Yep.
That's crazy.
She sounds just like this.
Brooklyn!
What I was hoping is that Brooke would actually make a sound in that moment.
Brooke, reveal your true voice.
Here we go. Enter barracks. So far, this is a lot more like a point-and-click adventure than it is. I can view my medals. That's cool.
Okay.
Enter the officers club.
So we're in the dorms.
Briefing room. Maybe
there's lots of things to do. You've got a bucket. You've got lockers.
So Abby, you revealed how little you know about video games. In this, here we go. Now we're in the mission briefing. Fuck yeah. Yeah, in this era, for one thing, this is good graphics for this era. There's like sprite-based pixel art. But in this era, they wouldn't have had, like, voice acting, you would have a recording, right? But cartridges are really small in terms of how much data they can hold. So you can't hold recorded audio. All the music you hear is like programming for the internal sound chip. So they also can't be like voice acting or anything unless you do the thing that some games do and try and like manipulate the sound chip to sort of have pseudo voice sounding things. But that's why there's no like voice acting or anything. And these cutscenes are just these like pixel things. But like this sort of like close-ups, this is very cinematic for a game of this era.
What year is this again? 1990? I think it was 1990.
There's no way to know.
We could literally never look it up. Why are all the men in this so chiseled?
Yes, 1990. Because they're all going to war. Oh, here we go. Mishabi, you're leading Alpha Wing.
Whoa.
Oh, hell yeah. It's not just that we're leading a wing, we're leading the wing of alphas.
Spirit will fly on your wing.
Oh,
She's
hell
quiet,
yeah.
but she knows. Oh, I missed it.
The ropes. You're the wing leader, but if Spirit talks, you be sure and listen. Got it? Yes, sir. Oh, is that us? That's us.
Blue-haired man.
That's us. That's blue hair.
What? That's sexist, man.
I
ain't no man. I ain't got blue hair.
It's 1990. You're expecting a lot to expect that we're playing a female character.
Remember how the bar got so low in our podcast that if a woman didn't get sexually assaulted on camera, we were like, great film.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my God.
We'll check 3 buzzers. So one thing about this game as well is that like how well we do in some of these missions will affect the next mission and then our eventually our ending.
I gotta say, I'm still watching Battlestar Galactica right now, and this is very much on theme with Battlestar Galactica. We've got jumps, we've got commanders.
Indeed. Your thoughts wander as the commander makes the rest of the assignments.
Get on with the game. I want to shoot some ships.
Oh, that's great. This is really good animation. Holy shit. It's incredible. Like, think of games like Super Mario World and stuff like that, which is a phenomenal game. But, like, this is incredible graphically. I can see what, like, if I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2, 2 games I absolutely adore but have 0 cutscenes. If I played this... Holy shit. Okay, we're actually in the game proper, and there's like a whole little cockpit.
Shoot the planet.
I don't think it's going to do anything.
Test it out.
Yeah, I actually think the fact that I can see the whole planet means I'm probably too far away.
No, I think you can do it. Just do it more.
We're in this like little cockpit thing, and it's like this first-person perspective.
Michelle's shooting a planet. What a fucking idiot.
Oh, is this our friend or foe?
Well, we can see like a constant, like a galaxy.
Yeah.
And then
like
we can see a little
galaxy.
spaceship next to the galaxy.
I think that's meant to be our
And what is that
friend.
pointer? What's that white thing?
Yeah, I don't know what the point... I think... Is it meant to be a star or is it an enemy?
It's so odd. Auto-targeting.
None.
Put your like thingy on it.
I'm
like,
trying.
completely.
It's really hard. Maybe this wouldn't have happened if we just went the direction we're supposed to. What have we done?
Wait, the spaceship is left.
Well,
Where's the spaceship? It was next to the galaxy. Where is it?
Well, I think it flew past us, right? I'm just kidding. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there's so much.
I can't tell if our problem is that we weren't paying attention to the command briefing or if we don't understand what's going on in front of us.
I think we should blame the game. I think we are absolutely... We're sweet baby angels.
What on earth is going on?
We're just doing our
None of
fucking
the buttons
best.
seem to do anything. I think the green ships are on our side.
I think my suggestion is just shoot everything in sight. Kill everybody. That is your mission. Blue
Yeah,
hair.
that makes sense to me. Well, look, when I shoot it, nothing's happening, so I do think it's an ally.
What does the blaster little raider mean?
What?
This game is not intuitive, but it's coming straight for you. I think it's an enemy. Yeah.
Oh, there's explosions now.
He's just close enough.
Okay.
Oh my god, Michelle's gonna kill her first fucking enemy. Unless it kills her first. Oh my god, I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch.
I do think it might be an ally.
You're getting attacked, dude.
We're not getting attacked. We ran into our friend. I think we ran into Spirit. Oh, fuck. It turned
Are
all
you
the way
sure?
around. Christ.
They didn't.
Okay, you know
They
what?
didn't
Let's
give
just
us
go
the rules.
towards the crosshair. This is terrible.
This game sucks.
No. Let's not blame it on the game yet. The game...
I'm blaming the game. Michelle, you were blameless. You've done everything you could.
Thank you.
I don't think these things are anything. I don't know what that is.
I think if I hold...
Is that a jump?
a jump?
It just looked like you were flying really quickly.
I was holding Y.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going faster now.
Right.
So I think Y is accelerate. You know what?
What are you heading?
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
We're meant to go towards the crosshair. There we go. Okay. And thankfully, we've already damaged ourselves a whole bunch.
Brooke is
shit.
like grimacing.
Oh my God. You know, oh my God. Do you remember how games used to come with instruction manuals because there was no in-game tutorial because that takes up a lot of cartridge space and
Yeah.
stuff?
Oh, I mean, I don't know that, but now I do.
Okay. Well, because like, think of, I mean, you played like Croc, right? Like Croc doesn't at any point
I
say...
played Croc. Croc Legend of the Gobbos ruled my life between the years of 8 to 12. I think I went home and I played Croc every afternoon for years. I was so good at it that now when I'm an adult and I play it, I can't believe how bad I am at it. It's a difficult game. I respect my 8-year-old self. She was stronger than I am. What just happened?
Oh, I'm holding on to X. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna start saying everything in fucking PlayStation terms. Yeah, you remember in Croc, it doesn't really go like, hey, press X to jump and do this to that. Like, it doesn't really ever explain anything. You know, you gotta just kind of vibe it out or read the instructions.
Yeah, it did come with a little booklet with like the CD that you'd put into your computer game. And it would have like a couple of cheat codes listed there as well.
Yeah. It just played a little bit of music that is analogous to like the Final Fantasy victory fanfare. So I think I won that combat.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is I think traditionally, if we were kids playing this, we would have looked at the instruction manual and it would have told us the instructions.
You know what? We're going rogue. And I love that for us. We're brave. We're innovators. We don't need a manual when we have friendship.
But
And the power of love.
what I really enjoyed is that me figuring it out, oh, Jesus. Oh, I ran straight into an asteroid and I think I died. Oh,
Blue hair just got fucking exploded. You exploded.
fuck. Oh,
This is your
it's a funeral. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Second Lieutenant Mishabi. We are gathered here to pay tribute.
Oh, my God.
This is brutal.
I made it through that combat, and then what did me is that I just drove straight into an asteroid. That's terrible.
Such is life, am I right?
I just like, it's always sad to lose a pilot. Yeah, you're right. But it is, oh, there we go. But it is especially difficult when he is as young as Mishabi. I'm getting fucking misgendered and hate crimed by this game.
Your gender doesn't exist.
He died. He died without even a chance to prove himself.
I love that they don't give you the option to play as a woman.
Well,
Different
again,
times.
it's
Different
very
times.
different times. Farewell, Mishabi. You'll be missed.
Are they just going to yeet us into space? Holy shit. They're
It's
firing
like,
us into
it's like
space.
a Viking funeral, but in space.
Why aren't they setting us on fire at the same time?
What I like is that suggests the future in which there is just tons of little silver coffins lying all around in space. Do you want to try it?
What
or
if
do you
there's like a
want me to try
minefield of
again?
coffins? Oh, I want to try. It's going to be a disaster.
Okay.
Man, imagine just being like a fucking 11-year-old.
Yeah, this would blow my mind.
Yeah, it's 1990. Your parents have just gotten you the game you've been waiting for. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
I know what you mean. Like,
inverted.
I played a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog at my dad's place because he had a Sega Mega Drive. And Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in particular is a game that I extremely associate. Oh, yeah. So look at your radar. You see the little red dots?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I can't see them. Where are they? What the fuck? Where are they?
And then up, I guess.
Oh.
Oh, that's Spirit.
Fuck, dude. How did you even find them? I can't even find them.
Just use the radar. No, because you keep just going left and right. You gotta.
I am going up and down.
Yeah. But there you go.
I keep losing them. I literally cannot lock onto them.
The Kilrathi are gonna get you. You know?
They fucking are. What the fuck? What if I just stop moving?
Did you get one?
No, I saw one. I got excited.
But yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a game that I supremely associate with my childhood and my experience of growing up, only rivaled by Pokemon Yellow in terms of how much I played it and its influence on my life. I can't imagine, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a perfect game, but also it doesn't have anything close to the cinematic quality that I'm seeing in Wing Commander. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Look.
Yeah.
So also, is that you can hold? I mean, you got it anyway.
I got the victory music.
I think there's still
shot
another
one.
one though.
Oh, yeah.
It's also incredible the way, on the Super Nintendo, I think I mentioned in the episode, there was mode 7 to be able to, simulate 3D. Oh, I think you died.
Oh, no.
But the way that this is using entirely sprite-based stylings to, simulate flying through three-dimensional space is incredible. I cannot imagine the technical proficiency required to actually do this.
Man, we died for the second time. That's pretty grim. It's hard to see your funeral the first time, but the second time.
All right, do you want me to
It's a
give
bit of
another
a blow.
go?
Please.
I reckon.
Look, I'm just going to say it. I reckon you're probably a slightly better at video games than I am. Just from experience.
Look, I can't remember how much I
big enough
have
person.
or haven't mentioned this on the podcast, but I never was willing to say this about myself until a couple of years ago when someone else pointed out, no, you're very good at video games. I think I'm pretty good at video games.
You're very good at video games.
I always play them on the hardest. I have done games like Kingdom Hearts 2 on hardest difficulty and all the end game bosses and stuff, which are legendarily difficult. I'm pretty decent at video games. I reckon we give minimum one more go to get through the first level.
Let's have a look.
Super Nintendo and Sega Mega Drive is like this came out 4 years before I was born, you know? So like, even though these consoles were still around when we were born, our time is much more closely associated with the generation after the huge technological leap that was the PlayStation 1 and the Nintendo 64. So I reckon we might have an easier time with 3.
I'm keen for 3, but just because it's called Heart of the Tiger.
Let me just quickly look up Wing Commander 1 Impossible. We can't.
Also, Wing Commander 1 sexist ? And then like a little exclamation mark at the end, just to show you're really
To be fair, I mean, a lot of games of this era were harder than modern games, in part because, you know, like clunkiness and in the case of something like this, like lack of ability to see things properly, but also it was often a design element, because when we have Final Fantasy 15 has like 100 hours of stuff in it, that's really difficult to put into a game. And budgets were smaller in this era. So what do? You have like 10 levels or 8 levels, but they're really hard. So it's harder for someone to finish the game.
That's how I feel about Croc. And not to bring everything back to Croc, but I often find that all roads lead to Croc 2 Legend of the Gobbos. But I think that Croc was unreasonably difficult. And as a kid, I played it so much, I thought it was easy. But coming into it as an adult, I'm like, this is fucking impossible. It would take me hours of learning the right patterns and the right technique to be able to defeat one simple level. I had to play it again. I played it for hours as a child. I'm honestly surprised my parents let me destroy my little noggin like that. I blame all of my shortcomings on Croc 2.
Do we want to try this again? Do we want to try the secret missions, or do we want to try Wing Commander 3?
What do you reckon?
As much as I want to try the secret, I want to keep trying, but I also am like...
You can do it outside of the podcast, though.
That's true. I'm inclined to try Wing Commander 3.
Straight to Wing Commander 3? Not 2?
So the reason that I couldn't find 2, I actually looked this up. Wing Commander 2 is primarily released on MS-DOS. There was meant to be a port of it for Super Nintendo, just like we're playing for Wing Commander 1.
Yeah.
But there was meant to be a port of Wing Commander 2 to Super Nintendo, just like Super Nintendo 1, just like Wing Commander 1. But it was developed late enough that the Super Nintendo was near the end of its life cycle, and sales of things on the Super Nintendo were already dramatically plummeting. So they basically, they couldn't afford it. They had entirely developed it. They'd sent it out to reviewers and it was getting good reviews, but then they ended up not releasing it. And I was looking up, like, the Wing Commander community.
Wing Commander community.
Well, it's pretty active, it seems. Wing Commander 2 on the Super Nintendo is considered the holy grail of the community of, like, trying to find it, because there were existent copies. This is not like something that was in a studio and then never saw the light of day. So it's like, oh, we're trying to find it, but maybe it was never even in a form that we would be able to use. There was actual cartridges of it that were sent out to reviewers. It did exist. Is there still any physical record of it anywhere, of Wing Commander 2 on the Super Nintendo? But that means that I couldn't get it.
Fair enough. You tried your hardest.
I did. I tried very hard.
It's the heart of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. It's the it's the thrill of the fight. Of the tiger. That's all we need to know.
Legally, it's clearable because it's parody, because we said Heart of the Tiger and it's about Wing Commander.
I don't know any songs that are affiliated with what we just sung. That's just something that came to me. Actually, I claim copyright. I'm just going to say it.
Don't do that. don't do that. Wait, that's the old EA logo? Holy shit. Before they like ate every single other company and decided to be evil? Holy shit.
A Chris Roberts game.
Yeah, see.
This summer,
the PlayStation era I'm more familiar with. I mentioned before my dad had a Sega Mega Drive that my brother played, who is 10 years older, that my brother played a lot. But What I had was a PlayStation 1, and I have always been a Sony baby. Mark Hamill!
I told you, Mark Hamill voiced.
Fuck yeah. Malcolm McDowell?
Yeah, lots of good voice actors.
Oh my God.
John Rhys
John Rhys
Davies.
Davies. Fucking Gimli's in this?
The tallest of the Fellowship.
Jason Bernard? No, I don't know who that is.
Tom Wilson.
One of the things I was reading is that Chris Crawford, who is a video game developer, said that Wing Commander raised the bar for the whole industry.
I'm not surprised. I mean, as you say, the graphics are apparently, I have to take your I wonder if Frank De Palma is related to Brian De Palma. I have to take your word for it.
But like
that these graphics are revolutionary and like really well done and really well developed.
We've played other Super Nintendo games together, so I know you know generally what these like pixely sort of games look like. And
I've actually never played a game before.
I think one thing that's also
Frank Savage.
Christ.
Is he related to Fred Savage? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa, it's like a whole city.
Yeah, this is a whole like
holy shit, this is a real step up.
Well, so this is what I mean in that like the whole difference with the PlayStation, part of what being on a disc gave it versus a cartridge, and notably that's the differentiation with like the Nintendo 64. Being on a disc means that there was a lot more local storage, like it being a hard drive, you know, like you can store things on a disc. So you can have pre-rendered things like a video, like we're seeing here.
What the fuck is this?
But notice this is
Why are we talking over this?
This is live action.
This is insane. There's like a little bearded monkey man, lion man.
But this is live action. It's just very pixelated, right? This is a live action video.
He's got a staff. He's in red robes. This is better fantasy than Conan. I'm calling it.
Insane how low fidelity it is, knowing that it's live action. It's like looking at Mortal Kombat, but it is just fully live action. It's not animated over live action.
This is incredible. The Muppets... This walked the Muppets could later run. And I know, in terms of a timeline, that's not correct. But in my heart, I'm right.
It's not correct by about 2 decades.
What's 2 decades?
20 years.
Thanks. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny setup, though. By the way, just so listeners at home know, what it looks like is that, as Abby said, three Muppets, almost as if we're watching The Dark Crystal, 3 like lion sort of people.
I'm just going to call it. I think the Muppets walked so that this game could run.
Oh my God. I assumed they're Kilrathi, and what looked like the Ghostbusters were just in the middle of this arena, and then they just got zapped away.
This?
Surely that's Angel. Surely that's Deborah.
There's a woman with permed blonde hair, so you know it's the early 90s. She's got blue eyes. She's white. And she's yelling at one of the Kilrathi?
Yeah.
But the Kilrathi were birds in the movie, weren't they?
No. They were
They were cats.
But in the movie, they kind of looked more like otters.
That's right.
But they were meant to be cats.
Guys, I don't know where I got birds from. I blame the wine and the good times.
If the movie was cats but looks like otters, this is cats but look like monkeys. Because these look like monkeys with very long hair.
What animal do I look like?
A human.
Pretty boring answer.
Oh, okay.
Get creative with
Ask me again.
What animal do I look like?
A whale shark.
Fuck you.
Sorry.
Fuck you, Michelle.
Ask me one more time.
Michelle, what animal do I look like?
A great tit.
Like the bird?
Yeah.
Thanks.
What animal do I look like?
Hang on, I'm really going to think about this one.
I can't wait for this episode to get 0 downloads. 0 listeners.
You look like...
Abby is really looking at me so deeply. I think this is the
I'm thinking moose.
What?
It's the brown hair. But
a
it's
lot
also
of animals have brown
the
hair.
enigmatic and wise quality of a moose. A moose is a lone animal.
okay.
Why are you offended by moose? What's wrong about a moose? What's the stigma attached to moose? Holy shit, that's Mark Hamill.
Yo, oh my God.
Oh my God, and it's John Rhys Davies.
It's fucking Luke
okay, I didn't
Skywalker.
expect to see them.
Yeah, I thought I would
We'll
just hear them.
continue the moose chat later. That's just barbaric.
No, that's fucking Luke Skywalker.
On a radio in Wing Commander.
If I had this on PlayStation and I could turn it on and see Luke Skywalker.
We've got 2 fucking leading men from some serious franchises.
Yeah.
Coming together
Fucking
in Wing
Luke
Commander.
Skywalker and what's his name from Raiders of the Lost Ark? What was his character's name?
I don't remember.
Okay. What's his name from Raiders of the Lost Ark?
You know John Rhys Davies is like 6'2" or 3". He's
do know
really,
that.
really tall.
That's about how tall I am.
Oh Yeah. Well done.
Thanks.
It's good to be tall.
I'm as tall as Gimli.
Not that it's bad to be short. Let me cover all my tracks here. Michelle, it's good that you're you, but it's not problematic that people that are not you are not you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Also, we can criticize the 3D models in this all we like.
I'm not going to criticize a thing about this. Is amazing.
It's Malcolm McDowell!
It's literally doing a. This is a movie in a video game. This is insane.
We're still watching that. Like, surely
Michelle,
I'm going to have to cut this down.
I'm going to call it again. This is the best video game of all time. I've decided.
Surely we're going to have to cut this down, but like if it is even close to the actual runtime, we're still watching this opening cutscene, haven't heard a word.
Yeah, we have.
I know they're speaking.
Oh,
do you want me to turn it up?
Yeah.
It's also like, obviously it would look worse if it was high quality, but the chunkiness of putting them into these really badly rendered 3D scenes works actually super well in the very low fidelity.
Yeah. It makes it look video game-esque. Like they look like pixelated characters because it's so low quality.
Which is what I was going to say before when we're watching Wing Commander 1. One of the things you got to remember is that we now associate that kind of pixel art with like really sharp, clean corners. But sprite art like that is designed for old CRT TVs. And if you watch things on old CRT TVs, unlike with pixels on LED and LCD screens where it's like sharp corners and stuff, the phosphor cells are a lot softer, and CRT TVs in general are a lot softer. So what happens is this blending of pixels together. So some of the nuance of the pixel art where there's like really muddy differentiation between different individual pixels, but you can see it, it's meant to blend together to create like a gradient. So some of the pixel art we're seeing would look even more impressive on an original CRT TV where it would like round the edges a bit more and look even more sort of like well animated.
Video game-esque.
Yeah. In the same way that we're getting like this bad green screen comping isn't so bad.
God, it's so much watching Luke Skywalker in this game, I have to say.
Also, we must have missed something.
This guy's got a snatched waist.
He really...
That guy had the
Did you see
tiniest
his
waist.
butt as well? He turned around.
That was a drag queen and like a proper like lion's head.
Yeah, it was.
This guy has the most beautiful cleft chin I've ever seen.
He does. It's very cleft.
So does Mark Hamill. He also has a cleft chin.
But not anywhere near the level of cleft of this guy.
Yeah, this guy's got an ultra cleft chin.
Yeah.
You know who has a cleft chin? Claude.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Claude.
I know. You think he's very pretty. He is very
He's so
pretty.
pretty.
Also, I assume we missed something in either Wing Commander 2 or at the beginning of this because the giant drag queen Kilrathi...
Just left.
Well, he left, but also he's with the good guys now?
Yeah. Well, there's one of them that's with the good guys. Go to flight control, Michelle. Also, listeners, I have a tasty, tasty pasta dish getting Uber Eats my way. It's a fettuccine ragu, a slow roasted lamb, lots of red sauce.
I cannot believe how long that cutscene was. That
It
was...
was a long time.
I've
I
watched...
have to say, this video game has pacing issues.
I have had games that have like a long opening cutscene, right? I remember in specifically Jak 3 of the Jak and Daxter series has such a long like pre-credits opening cutscene, but nowhere near as long as that. It was so long.
Are you going in circles?
No. I wasn't pressing X. I just wasn't touching anything. In some games, when you're in the main... Oh, holy shit. The boot feet.
What is... Sorry, I have to take a video.
Okay, so listeners...
I have to take a video.
Yeah, well, I will have to go back through and get... This is gonna... You know what? I need people to know this is intended to release in April. I need you to know this in case it comes out in May because of how much extra work I'm going to have to do going back. But like we're seeing this menu of that has the Kilrathi drag queen of before. His like feet are gumboots with dinosaur toes.
I don't want to talk to him. His
very
knees are like
clearly
inclined.
toes.
He has two knees from the look of it.
They're very
He's got a
clearly
top knee
boots,
and then
though,
he goes
because you can see the opening.
No, look, he's got a top knee and then he's got a second knee that bends inwards.
No, it's the
He goes out to his foot.
On dinosaurs, that's the heel. That's the heel. So it's the dinosaur thing with the really long heel. His name is Hobbs. I assume that's a Calvin and Hobbes reference.
The technical term for the heel is a second knee. Just so you know.
Fucking terrifying. So let's talk to him. Oh, it's a full cutscene. If it wasn't for not fucking up, not wanting... Oh my God.
He's just frozen this time. He's not even bouncing around. There he goes.
The dialogue is so quiet that we have to continuously like turn it up every time there's dialogue.
I'm drunk on this Riesling and this game is extra confusing. It's not fair.
Oh, he's gone. What the fuck? I went into a menu where it was just change your name, but now it's pre-entered as Blair. And now fucking Hobbs is just gone. He's completely gone.
Hobbs is fucked up.
I guess
he heard us talking shit about his second knee and he was like, I'm out. I'm not here for this hatred.
I'm not here for space racism.
I'm surprised you can mimic his voice. I couldn't even hear it.
I think it was like that. Let's go attend briefing because I assume that's the thing that'll lead us to gameplay.
All right, go fly your mission,
fly
Michelle.
Mission. Let me play any game.
Michelle's on a mission to fly her jet.
This is basically
She's
just doing another movie for the
enemies
podcast.
in
And you know
the
what?
air.
So far, better than Wing Commander the movie.
This makes more sense so far than Wing Commander the
It's
movie. And we
not-
can't even hear it.
You know what? It's not that Freddie Prinze Jr. did a bad job. It's that Mark Hamill is doing a great job in this game.
I know I've talked about this. I don't find Freddie Prinze Jr. a charismatic actor. So in my opinion, he does a bad job most of the time, except Scooby-Doo. We had a chance to be camp and he really took it by the horns.
I think that's because that's where he thrives. Oh, Jesus.
He thrives in campness.
I think it's because, like, you're saying you don't find him charismatic. The gag is that Fred is trying to be charismatic, but he's not. So it kind of works in that. Oh, hell yeah. So I mentioned my PS1 before. What the fuck? I had a game on PS1 called Descent that how do I go forwards? Oh, there we go.
She's taken off.
Okay.
Into the big wide space.
I'm flying. I'm actually flying.
I'm flying.
I'm flying.
I'm flying, Happy. I'm flying.
I had a couple of games on PS1. I had Crash Bandicoot 1, and then my sister snapped the disc when she was mad at me one time. So I never got to finish it.
Chelsea. Why was she mad at you?
I don't know. I probably did something like try to tell her to go to bed, or it just existed in my life.
She gets pretty pissy about that.
She does. I had a game that I don't know anyone else that knows because it's not one of the heavy hitters. It was called Descent.
Uh-huh.
And what it was is that you were always in like a little space station that was about to explode and you had to get to the bottom.
Imagine being in a place that was always about to explode.
Well, it was
That's
like,
tense.
I think it wasn't trying to explode at the beginning. I think it was like you're descending into the it would be like a mining base.
Yeah.
And you have to get into it and like shoot around. So it was like a shooter, almost like Doom, but you're in a little spaceship. And then when you destroy the core, you have to quickly fly your way back out of the maze before it explodes.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if anyone relates to this, but I feel like when you're a little kid, you like never really finish the game, let alone a single level of it. I feel like I maybe finished one level ever of that game.
Okay.
Honestly, shockingly fun game was Hercules, the game, like the movie,
Yeah.
but as a game.
Yeah.
It had this cool thing where it alternated between levels that were like 2D side-scrolling platformer sort of thing and levels that were like running forwards sort of thing. It was really cool. And that one I did actually finish. I had Crash Bandicoot 2.
I had Crash Bandicoot 3.
Which I didn't have.
What was it called? Like Time Warped or
It was
something?
just Warped, I think. Also, just so listeners know, the reason that we're just talking and not talking about the game is that I think I'm meant to be heading a direction.
Are you hitting square? Like the go faster.
Well, I see at the top KPS, which I think is kilometers per second, and nothing I'm doing is making that number go above 420.
Oh, you've gone
What?
under.
Okay, but if I hold triangle
What does
now...
set mean?
Huh?
What does set mean?
I don't know what set means. I imagine KPS is kilometers per hour, and then in the bottom right, it says fly to way area. And that number is going down, but it's also very high.
Target locked?
Well, I was just trying to press other buttons. I was trying to press L1. So as far as I can tell, this game is going to last forever as we try and get closer to this. Surely it can't just be this,
Well, do you
right?
want some good news, Michelle?
Yeah, I'd love some good news.
My Uber Eats order is on the way.
Order here? Yeah. Surely the game is more than just this. This is crazy. This is like 18 It started at like 21,000. It's down to 18,000.
Going back to what you said, it's interesting that there were some games you didn't finish as a kid, because every computer game or video game I had, I finished and I played again and again because there was nothing else to do as a kid but play your video games again and again and again.
I would often start them again. Like Descent, I started over and over again.
Isn't it interesting? Like, you're a kid, you have what is given to you, so you make do with what you've got.
Yeah.
And when again, like, the reason I played Croc is like Legend of the Gobbos is that we had like 5 games for the PC, and I loved Croc the most, so I just played it again and again. But if I had a wider selection, surely I would have played other games.
On my Game Boy Advance, I played.
What's a Game Boy Advance in comparison to a Game Boy Color?
So there was the original Game Boy, which was mostly like not black and white so much as green and white. The Game Boy Color was in color. It was interesting because it was like not quite the same sort of new generation that we'd say now with like Game Boy Advance, but
I had
it
a Game Boy
was
Color.
a whole step forward.
Right.
I had a Game Boy Color too.
What color was yours? Like the actual thing.
Turquoisey teal.
Mine was purple.
Oh, that's a good color.
It was a good color.
Mine was teal.
Me and my brother had to share the Game Boy, and so I could only play when he wasn't playing. It was very difficult. It was a difficult time.
See, that's the advantage of having a sister with a lot of disabilities, is that she can't really play a lot of games, so you really get a lot of gameplay time.
Whereas my big brother hogged the PlayStation, hogged the Game Boy. It was always about him playing video games and me playing whenever he wasn't playing it. So I had to fit around him.
Wow.
That's what it is to be a little sister, is to fit around your older sibling.
Wow.
That's what it is. But as a result, I played Mafia 2 a lot because I loved that I could drive around in an old like Rolls Royce essentially and just like smack into shit.
Yeah, that's
Mafia 2, it's all about the smacking.
I feel like when you're a kid, those
and
open world games, you often just want to like do the thing of like discovering empathy.
Yeah.
You're like pushing boundaries. But what I was going to say is on my Game Boy, because I had that Game Boy Color, and then later I didn't get a Game Boy Advance, but I got a Game Boy Advance SP, the flippable one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bougie.
Well, not bougie because it was later. You know,
bougie.
I got that. I played Pokemon Red and Yellow. I had almost no Game Boy Advance games. I didn't even have the newer Pokemon games. I just had Red and Yellow. I didn't even have Gold and Silver. And I played them from like when I was 4, when they first like came out, and I had them on Game Boy Color, until I was like 12, just over and over again. I would just finish it and then start it again. I still had a PS2 when I was playing them. And yeah, on PS2, I played things like Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank, that same like you can just drive around and hit things.
Michelle, my food is here.
Okay.
But what you can do is that while I'm gone, you can whisper any secret you like into the microphone.
Well, I think what's going to happen...
While I've disappeared.
Now
and I won't know because I'm gone. I'm gone.
Now that it's down from like 18,000 to 11,000, we're closer. Hey, any listeners out there, part of the way that I'm trying to figure out if I'm actually doing the right thing is I'm going onto online forums, and I, in particular, found one from gamefaqs.com. If anyone else used that, that was like a crutch of my childhood. It's how I would get 100% completion on Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. I would often use it for Jak and Daxter. I wrote things that I sometimes submitted and sometimes did not submit for Dynasty Warriors 5 in particular. A big fan of the Dynasty Warriors series, even if the last few games have been real shonky. I love Dynasty Warriors 5. They have often like tier lists as well as like tutorials and walkthroughs of like how to get some of the more secret things and stuff. I absolutely adore this. And all of them were written in, I think, like ASCII 2. Like, were all like plain text, and they would often have art and stuff. And so it was just these plain text documents that would have like extensive walkthroughs. Sometimes it would be like how to get through the levels. Sometimes it would be, for something like Kingdom Hearts 2, guide to all the crafting materials and like the percentage chances and stuff. And it wasn't the same thing of now where you just like have this like easily pullable thing. It was like people like testing it out and finding these percentage chances and then just like distributing it online. It felt like the online equivalent of when you go in the playground and you talk to your friends and you go like, I saw this cool thing in this game, an experience that friends? Well, I was going to say an experience that I didn't have because I didn't have any friends. So I was really glad to have it. I was really glad to have it on Game FAQs. It felt like the same thing. Good. Oh my God, something's happening. Holy shit. This is just as difficult and inscrutable as Wing Commander 1. Oh, shit. Wait, so I destroyed the guy and now it's just like another go over there, but it's at 240,000 again? Is this really going to take like another like 8 real life minutes to get over there?
Can't do another 240,000.
Okay, so we're back at the beginning. We're here, we're back, but now I've troubleshot. Yeah, see, if I press L2 and R2 together, look at my KPS go up now.
You just get a cutscene for doing it.
Well, I just pressed L1 and R1, and now I'm
Yay, you're there.
like over here. I'm like here. Here we go. Okay, we've figured it out. Look, obviously, what I did was mostly fix the problem of not being able to push some of the let's go fast buttons and the audio. What I didn't fix was the fact that this game is still very difficult.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm not very good at it.
It's really fucking outlandishly difficult to keep track of like the enemy ships. They really just float in and out of your screen.
Okay, we did it. Okay, so again, afterburner, right? And then if I just press it, right, okay, now we're just flying now.
Wow.
Wow, this is way better.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think the game ever intended for you to manually fly.
I don't think this game ever intended for anyone in 2022 to play it.
Yeah, I think if we had said when they were making this, like, yeah, 2022, they would have been like, 2022? That's fake. That's a fake year. Wait, what? Hobbs just said he's fucking leaving? What? Why is he leaving?
Later, sucker.
Oh, okay. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished.
You're doing well.
Is this the first
Wait,
time?
it says Hobbs in the corner.
Yeah,
You're looking at him.
That's him.
I don't think he's... Why is he departing?
Don't depart. Just don't do it. Yep, there we go. Starting the little fast travel cutscene.
How good is fast traveling?
Oh my god, it's way better than manually going that whole distance.
And waiting for like 10 minutes at a time.
Real life 10 minutes. Why did
we accept it the first time around?
Oh, we're going back, right.
Oh.
Landing.
You're docking.
How do you land? How do you land? How do you land? How do you land?
You did it.
Oh, okay, great. Well, but how do I get out?
I love that we looked up no rules to this game because we expected them, and it's fucking weird.
Oh, no, don't. Well, do I go forwards? It's the victory. All right, well, we solved one problem. How to move places quickly, and we did it.
Woohoo!
Now, what happens now? What? It looks so complicated. Okay.
What is this?
No, how on earth did I get here?
What is this?
Jesus.
This
what
is like,
the fuck?
Listeners, it looks like that episode of The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror where Homer goes into the fourth dimension.
Oh
that's what this world looks like.
How do I get out of this menu?
Let me get a photo. Michelle has gone into the fourth dimension.
What is this? What have I done?
What have you done?
Get me out of here! Get me out! Get me out! Come on!
Get her out! Get her out of here!
I don't know how to get out of this menu. What the fuck?
And that's all we've got time for, folks. I think we should wrap it up soon, Michelle.
I'm trying to just finish one mission. How do I get out of this menu? There we go. Got it. Okay. That's navigation. Okay. And then up to victory. Now I've highlighted the victory in the frequency. So now I can select plus L1 to accept the victory.
Oh, select plus L1 makes total sense,
to
right?
accept the victory. That was after to display receivers and then select the victory as a receiver.
Select plus L1 is not
now
natural.
It's select plus L1 to accept the victory as the receiver. So now you press select plus up to change it from status to clearance. Now it's select plus L1 to send the message.
What the fuck?
So I just heard, now I've got clearance. See, now there's the little thing playing. Now that I've accepted the message of clearance, now I maneuver so that my ship is facing the launch bay, which it is, and then I go in slowly.
Yay!
Oh my god.
Michelle completed one full mission.
This game, I've played a lot of really complicated modern games. This might actually be more complicated than almost anything I've played. This is shockingly confusing and completely inscrutable without the instruction manual.
Listeners, I ate my fettuccine ragu, which was delicious, by the way. I had my Riesling. Now I'm so full and drunk and sleepy. This game is even harder than before.
I think, both came in going, yeah, playing video games, it'll be fun and easy. We'll play a few levels, it'll be cool. And
this game is not intuitive.
It's actually turned into just as difficult.
You know what?
And
Tutorials are
frustrating.
important. Tutorials are great.
This is just as difficult and frustrating as any of the movies that we have to watch.
Oh my god, they're of the same quality. I've decided. Fuck these games.
All right, do you want to talk to Hobbs one more time at least?
Let's talk to Hobbs one more time. Let's finish this off. Hey, Hobbs.
Well, we talk to him. I guess, do you want to leave it there?
I think we should.
Yeah, all right. Well, if anything, what this experience has taught me, for one thing...
Yeah, what lessons can we take away from tonight?
I actually think some of the cutscenes we've been seeing in Wing Commander 3 make me wonder why the movie was not better.
Makes me wonder why the movie didn't have Mark Hamill.
Yeah. It seems that they already had a full cast of people who are pretty good and more notable than anyone in the movie.
Yeah, how come the cast of the video game is technically better than the cast of the movie?
I think the only movie person I would keep is Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard he's great. He's got presence. And
great.
hey, I like Saffron Burrows. I do.
Yeah.
She dated Aunt Petunia. She's good in my books.
I did like her as well. But I think if Mark Hamill was Blair and they included this fucking guy, Hobbs.
Who is definitely the Chewie of this franchise.
But he speaks articulate full English.
Hey, who says that Chewie doesn't?
He's like Chewie and C-3PO rolled into one. He's great. He's like in Winnie the Pooh, Al.
I haven't seen Winnie the Pooh in years.
Will you remember Al?
No, I just remember Tigger.
Oh.
And the piglet.
Piglet's a classic. Do you remember Rabbit?
No.
Oh, he's neurotic and anxious. Total relatable.
I just think that I fell more into the Beatrix Potter camp rather than the Winnie the Pooh camp.
Whoa, I was hard when Winnie the Pooh, the books, Winnie the Pooh, the animated series,
Hard Beatrix
Winnie
Potter.
the Pooh, the puppeted
Beatrix
series.
Potter. Do you remember the TV series for Beatrix Potter?
No.
Where it's the winter's all come.
Oh, yuck.
And with a new
yuck.
day,
Disgusting.
nothing seems to go.
Ew. Where's
Everybody
Winnie?
stays.
Where's Winnie?
It's another perfect
Oh, bother.
day.
I love my
There's something
honey.
haunting about English children's stories from the 30s and 40s. We've become derailed. What were we talking about?
We're talking about what we're taking away from these games.
That I've become derailed.
Wing Commander 1 seems legendary, but completely, so difficult in this modern era.
So difficult. And again, I honestly think that games of this time were far more difficult than they had to be because, as you say, there's only 10 levels to complete. So the
Yeah.
harder it is, the longer you'll play it for.
Yeah.
Whereas now we have RPGs that take 140 hours.
Yeah, exactly. You can actually just fill it with content.
Yeah.
I think there is something to that, making it difficult so that beating, Sonic 2, as I got better at it over the years of being a kid, it felt cool that every time I played, I could get further and further into it. That was a really cool thing rather than it just being a front to back, linear experience. With Wing Commander 1, though, there was so much tedium in the middle of it. Now,
there was tedium in all of our experiences
Yeah.
with Wing Commander tonight.
there was a lot. I think Wing Commander 3, I can see how they're developing on the format, and it kind of seems cool.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I actually really think that in the 90s this would have blown my mind. In the 90s, what I was playing on PC was Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Oh, sorry, Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. That was my favorite. And that had live action cutscenes that I thought was sick. And I played Goosebumps.
It did. We've
as
talked
well.
about how with Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, I had it too, but at that time I only had Mac. So it wouldn't open properly. It would just let me see all the data files. So I went through all the folders and I eventually found the movie files of the cutscenes. So I would sit there on my computer and just watch all the cutscenes.
That's what I mean about
the
being
game.
a kid. You have endless time and nothing to do, so you will watch these cutscenes because there's nothing else to entertain you that night. How good is it being an adult? You can order a fettuccine ragu pasta on your own own dime and still play these shitty games.
Yeah, well, also, but with Wing Commander, like, looking at this, thinking of the other PS1 games that I played, right? Like, it's not that I'm seeing this being like, this could have been in the PS2, because I can, like, feel the technical elements that would have been much more refined on the next generation of games. But it's also like, I can't think of any other PS1 game I played that looked like this and had full cutscenes and story and like felt like this fleshed out a world.
Yeah.
Like, this is way beyond what they were trying. Like, Crash Bandicoot barely has a story or a narrative. This is like a full complicated, this is like a June level book in a PS1 and Super Nintendo video game. This is like what Final Fantasy was doing, but spread across different games and with like more gameplay. It's crazy. I feel like this, if Chris Roberts, that was his name, right? If he did this like 20 years later in the PS3, PS4 era, he'd be legendary. Like, this is incredible what he's trying to do in this era.
So I guess my question is, what would you give it out of 10?
Oh, it's hard. I think if I was... Okay, so Wing Commander 1, I think a 7, because I can tell it's good, but it's very difficult, and I don't want to give it a 6.5. Wing Commander 3,
Yeah.
I'm going to give an 8.5, because I got more immediate joy, but it's completely inscrutable in all of its systems, is never explained, and reading through its instruction manual is like reading through an encyclopedia, but there's like so much it's trying to do. Maybe it's closer to a 7.5, but if I was 10, it would be a 10.
It's a good rating.
What's your rating?
Same.
Same? Is that because that's your opinion, or because you're sleepy?
Because I ate fettuccine ragu.
Okay, yeah.
But it's the same. I trust Michelle wholeheartedly. She would never mislead me or steer me wrong.
No, I would never mislead you.
I comply with Michelle St. Clair.
You don't have to comply with me.
I comply. Well, Michelle.
That was Wing Commander, the game.
Very confusing.
I think we'll make up our minds between now and when I finished editing this of if we have a more fleshed out coda. But until then,
see ya.
See ya. That's not even a space thing.
We should have watched that.